You're watching St. Louis's Newsroom. This is coverage you can count on.
Back to school shopping always includes shoe shopping. This morning we brought in a couple of experts on finding the proper fit.
Yes, we have Dr. Damon Hays from the Hays Foot and Ankle Center, and we also have his helper, Ethan Ferguson, 6 years old and already an expert in fitting shoes properly, right, Ethan?
Headed to the first grade, buddy?
Yep.
You got your shoes? You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if you're right. Let's talk to Dr. Damon about that. What do you look for, Doc, when you're fitting a 6-year-old or a 10-year-old? I mean, it seems like you can't avoid this.
Absolutely.
Your mom and dad, every fall, it's time for new shoes.
This is the time of year I get all the questions about what should I send my kid back to school with for gym class. You know, I brought some samples of some shoes here that we can take a look at. I want to thank Laurie Shoes for letting us bring these samples of shoes today. These are just some samples real quick of some different style shoes that I brought that I thought make excellent shoes. A couple little quick shoe tests that I thought were pertinent here is if you take a shoe, it's called the bend test. When you bend it, if you can only bend it in the front of the shoe, it's an excellent shoe because it gives you great support, just like Ethan has on. And also the twist test, if you can twist it and it barely twists, that's a great supportive shoe as well. So you can kind of see the difference between that and that shoe.
Is that for just sneakers or is that for all shoes?
It's for all shoes. Dress shoes do the same. Okay. When you bend the dress shoes, it should only bend. See how rigid that is in the front? That gives you kids great support as well as the kind of bend test there. So it kind of gives you an example of that versus the other kind of tennis shoe that isn't so supportive for kids.
Okay. What about fit? Because obviously there's a lot of parents out there thinking, well, they're going to just keep growing. So how important is it to buy the right size and not try to say, well, maybe by the end of the school year, Ethan will fit into those shoes?
Right. It's absolutely important. And I always recommend going somewhere where they're going to measure the length, width, and depth of the shoe. Laurie does a great job with those, just like Ethan has on. He was fit for those shoes. And you always want to make sure that you have that little bit of extra room at the end for them to grow just into it, and especially if they're going to be in gym class or some physical activity. So just make sure they're not too tight and the width is proper on it.
How much extra room? I mean, like a thumbnail?
I always say use the general rule of the thumbnail. That way when you're pushing on it, you can kind of feel his toe right there. You just have that little extra growth.
And should they be standing on it when you...
Absolutely.
You should,
absolutely.
Okay. And I wanted to ask you one other thing. I got a 9 and a 10-year-olds going to school.
Okay.
So they're not going to, those shoes aren't going to make it through the entire. Isn't it unlikely that the shoes you buy them in August are still going to fit in April? I mean, these kids grow when I wake them up in the morning.
Yeah, they're growing like weeds at that age.
Right.
So usually I recommend do it by semester, you know, the fall semester, and then get another pair around Christmas time. That way you're ready for the spring semester going into summer.
All right, Dr. Damon Hays, thanks for coming in. Ethan, good job, good luck.
Appreciate it. Have fun in the first grade, all right?
All right.
Wear out those shoes, bro.
Okay.
They're nice and clean right now. I bet after the first week at school, they're not going to be, right?
All right, Angela is tracking severe weather as we speak. Hour number 2 of Fox 2 News Saturday Morning is next.